Dude, same. I agree. Communism. You like the weekend? Thank a union for that. Thank some communists for that, okay?
Diplomatic push, Israel and its most important ally dismiss.
The Danimal, yeah. Danny Danon.
You could make the case that you're rewarding people, that, you know, you're rewarding Hamas if you do that. And I don't think they should be rewarded.
The very fact that we had this conference that was led by the French and the Saudis is an indication of a vacuum left by American leadership, or the lack of American leadership. Without the U.S.
Of course, the fucking Washington Institute is like, no, this is good. It's literally a fucking non-starter. I don't give a fuck what the dogs over the Arab League have to say about this, okay?
being involved, it's very hard to see how the participants in that conference can move Israel, or frankly can coordinate some of the regional
Why stop the video as soon as you disagree? It's called reacting. Take a second off.
diplomacy that in itself is quite complicated.
In Gaza, every new day brings fresh pain. Here, a distraught son cries out for his father. So many of those killed by Israel shot while seeking aid. President Trump's special envoy is traveling to the Middle East to discuss the humanitarian crisis. How many more bodies to bury before it's brought to an end?
Well, joining me now is Dr. Nada Al-Hadithi, a consultant plastic surgeon who's just returned from Nasser Hospital in Gaza. I suppose when you're there, you are just surviving and dealing with what you've got to deal with.
Yes.
Now you come back, how do you reflect on what you've been witnessing?
I knew before I went that the situation was absolutely desperate, but nothing could have prepared me for the extent of the starvation that I witnessed firsthand in the patients I was treating. The other thing that really struck me was how relentless the injuries and the casualties coming in were. I was down in ED one day and the cleaners were working at their absolute maximum trying to mop up the blood off the floor, and they couldn't keep up. And that was one of the days that the Israeli and American food distribution centers.
I'm so sick of explaining people how evil Israel is. I'm not. I will do it every day. I mean, they do officially say what they want to do. They control all the money and power in this world? They don't. But once again, I'm not. Yeah. I will continue explaining to every single person. They control all the money and power. That's so funny.
Had fired on the people at 3 a.m, where they were asked to be in the middle of the night, having crossed evacuation zones to get food and to get aid. So now that I'm back, I'm thinking, what else can we do to help stop this humanitarian crisis?
I mean, we are reliant on people like you to get facts out, because we're not there ourselves, and there are local journalists as well that we rely on. But obviously the GHF are sort of every day denying these, allegations of people being killed near them, and saying it's all sort of propaganda and made up. I mean, from what you've seen from the injuries, what do you make of these constant denials?
I think these denials are not accurate. What I have seen from my first-hand experience is a 10-year-old girl who was shot through the leg at one of the GHF sites and subsequently had an amputation. This girl, Jana, loved dancing before she had an amputation, and this is a life-changing injury. I saw a student nurse shot through his back and out through the front, which led to an aneurysm, compressing all of the nerves to his dominant arm, which means that he can no longer use that arm. It's completely useless. I saw another man shot in the testicles. And speaking to other colleagues working in the hospital, and let's just speak here, plastic surgeons.
This is so crazy. Doctors have, doctors obviously don't talk to one another, but every now and then the media will come and ask them about what the common injuries are. And when they do that, they realize that Israel sometimes will use the civilian children that are going to the aid distribution sites as target practice. One day it's head injuries. That's what's so common. And then the next day, what's common is testicle injuries. Like they were shooting children in the fucking balls deliberately. They sometimes go for specific limbs one day.
Weren't seeing these injuries immediately. I was part of the team that was helping provide the reconstruction after the immediate salvages. But other colleagues that were there with me were saying that they saw a pattern where multiple times they saw many people coming in on the same day, all shot in the testicles or all shot in the upper quadrant of their stomach. And it looked like there was very specific targeting happening.
And what about the targeting in medical staff itself?
So we now know from the UN that over 1,500 medical healthcare workers have been killed. And while I was there, my scrub nurse that I was working with every single day was followed home by a quadcopter drone. And it didn't kill him on the way home from eyewitness. It waited until he was in his tent and greeted his 3 children and killed them all. I had another patient that was the wife of a doctor. She was completely emaciated. She'd lost her arm, she'd lost her leg, and she was in a great deal of pain and distress. We didn't have enough pain relief for her. We didn't have enough drugs, and she had a really significant infection that her body couldn't fight. She found out that one of my burns patients, who was 6 years old and had devastating 40% TBSA burns, total body surface area burns, needed vinegar to treat his Pseudomonas infection, and the hospital had run out, and she gave it to us for him. The people of Gaza have so much decency and so much dignity, and they keep on supporting each other and their communities no matter what happens. One of my nurses, I was asking him, he was an incredible nurse, he was so hardworking, so committed. I said, tell me about your life, Hasan. He said, I used to have 3 children. My youngest was killed 6 months ago. My eldest was killed just under 2 years ago. I've got 1 son left. I couldn't imagine a world where my colleagues are losing their children in this capacity and losing their lives in this way and still coming to work to do the best for their communities. They are the heroes of this conflict and war.
Will you be able to go back?
I'm hoping to go back. There's a lot of issues. 50% of EMT applicants get rejected by Israeli government. And it's obviously a real problem, especially for plastic surgery, because during the siege for the last 17 years, there hasn't been the ability of people to move and to get trained. So there are very, very few plastic surgeons left in Gaza. I went before in March 23 with the Royal College of Surgeons to train 18 delegates as part of an online longitudinal program. And 4 of those 18 delegates are now dead. One of them is Ahmed Al-Makeda, who was found outside Al-Shifa Hospital with his hands tied behind his back with his mother, who is a GP, and a bullet to his head. And he was someone that was continuously sending me images of patients that he was doing his absolute best for. And he'd won a fellowship from our Royal College of Surgeons. And yet, we don't do enough. It's desperate.
This is a new and unprecedented reality for Israelis, a sense they're losing support from traditional allies, while still living in fear after October the 7th.
Woe is me, man. No, what? They're living in fear after October 7? Like, oh, man. Oh, man, dude, what will we do? What will we do about Israeli fears, dude? Well, I guess they should do a little bit more genocide, you know, just to appease the interests of the masses. I mean, what? I mean, Israeli fears, obviously. That means, like, Israel can continue doing its death and destruction campaign. Yeah. I don't know, man. I see videos from Israel. They don't look to be in fear. As a matter of fact, they are very, very excited at the death and destruction campaign. They keep demanding more of it. Perhaps it's out of the fear that they have.
Criticism over the war in Gaza is growing inside Israel, but here in Jerusalem, it's a very different picture. And Keir Starmer's involvement is deeply unwelcome.
I think that the British have interfered in the Middle East for far too much.
Bitch, you... Dude. Same. I agree. Like the creation of Israel. Are you fucking kidding me? First of all, you're American. Secondly, you're right. It's just we got to roll the clock way the fuck back here, okay? What do you mean? Oh, the British have interfered too much in Middle Eastern affairs? Yeah, I agree, bitch. What are you talking about? Strike back the time all the way before fucking Lord Balfour declared his intentions of sending everyone, every Jewish person to fucking Israel. Fuck you mean?
Far too long.
It's not
This is always like, this is the same whenever these motherfuckers say like, oh, dude, UN is Hamas. UN is Hamas. It's like, okay, well, if you think the UN is irrelevant, then we might as well just completely abolish the Israeli state, you know? No more Israeli state.
what you see on the informations.
So the images we're seeing on television coming out of Gaza aren't real, is that what you're saying?
Voilà. Yes.
We give him a food, clothes, everything they need, and they're still killing us, and we give him things.
Karel, no! We give them everything, and they still kill. They are killing. They are killing. Why? Why they are killing? Enough champagne to fill the Nile. Dude, look at how fearful these guys are, man. I'm so glad that Sky News is finally covering. Israel blames everyone except itself for its own shame. Israeli journalist Gideon Levy. Sad to see such a level of denial. It's never Israel's fault. It's always someone else's. How do people reach their level of delusion and denial? Quite astounding, really. Did anyone bother to ask Jeffrey Dahmer whether his behavior was problematic? Deluded in sick society. That sure doesn't look like living in fear. Gazans look like they live in fear. IDF soldiers are admitting it. Blaming everything in the world without taking a look at yourself. British Empire brought Eastern White European Jews to Palestine in boat 1945. It's far before that, chatter or commentator. You're wrong. It started far before that. Without the British, Israel will not be established. It's over, man. Some of the dumbest motherfuckers in society are those who write comments on YouTube. The dumbest motherfuckers in society recognize what's going on. It's done. It's over. You can just fucking keep chirping and be like, oh, well, Israel is bad. Yesterday, they said Israel is good. Okay? But Hamas. Today, they say Israel is bad, but Hamas. Tomorrow, they will say Israel is bad, period. It's that simple. Those who still try to actively defend Israel's genocide, its bloodshed, they will have no quarters, okay? It's done. It's over.
They need.
But Israel is also killing a lot of Palestinians as well.
It's not true.
While much of the Israeli media doesn't show the harrowing images from Gaza, they're being streamed around the world. Palestinians starved and stripped of their humanity. So appalled by the situation.
Like, look at this, bro. Look at this. Oh, we are living in fear. We are living in fear. But also, then you look at Palestinians, and they're like, no, that's real fear. That's real fucking madness.
It's prompted key allies like the UK to announce recognition of Palestinian statehood if it doesn't stop. Former Prime Minister Ehud Olmert understands this decision by the British, but says it's complex and stopping the war is the more urgent issue.
Israel is in complete control of Gaza. No one will tell me that we can...
Wait, what? Since 10/7? I don't think Hamas has killed anyone in Israel since 10/7. Have they even killed a single fucking person outside of Gaza since then? No. I don't think so. I mean, they were like lobbing missiles every now and then, but in the beginning, but that's also stopped as well.
Devastate Iran, 1,200 miles from the shores of Israel, and we can't make all the necessary technical, logistical arrangements to provide food in the 20 kilometers from Israel. There is one person in the entire world which has the power to force it on Netanyahu, and this is Donald J. Trump. What he needs to do is to summon Bibi to the Oval Office and to say to him, Netanyahu, game is over. Enough is enough.
Just a short drive from Jerusalem, the occupied West Bank is physically divided by this wall. That, along with Gaza and East Jerusalem, has long been envisioned as part of a future Palestinian state. But the current Israeli government outright rejects the idea of a two-state solution. and has said Keir Starmer's announcement rewards terrorism.
The reality is this move by the UK government doesn't change anything in the West Bank, it doesn't change anything in Gaza, and it doesn't stop the war. Some say strategically this has been really badly handled by the UK, that this was the wrong timing and they should have pushed for a ceasefire first.
Hostage families are furious, saying the UK's conditions disincentivise Hamas from ending the war.
If there is no ceasefire, there will be a state of Palestine, and the state of Palestine will continue to be at war with the state of Israel. The logic in this document is entirely faulty, and it's got all the feel of something being rushed out to placate whoever has been shouting loudest.
Donald Trump's envoy is returning to Israel for the first time in 3 months. Steve Witkoff is due to visit aid centres in Gaza. This comes as we receive reports of hospitals overrun with casualties from aid sites. The question is what Trump's envoy will report back to Washington after seeing Gaza firsthand. Sally Lockwood, Sky News, Jerusalem.
It's like here's a news report from inside of Israel. Here's the most evil woman you have ever seen in your whole life. Okay? Hello. Welcome to, I don't know, insert whatever broadcast. Today, we're talking to Adolf Hitler, but a woman. Okay? Adolf Hitler reincarnated as a Jewish woman. This Israeli mother has made it her mission to block aid to starving babies in Gaza. It's so fucking nutty, dude. Like, how do you look at a society that doesn't immediately look like I'm serious, dude. Listen, America is a very racist country. This is true. But there is a level of racism that the average American racist considers to be a bridge too far. Okay? Like if someone is a Klan's robe wearing motherfucker, okay, and in broad daylight is just like doing shit like this, is going around being like, let's go lynch black people, and they refer to black people as like the N-word with a hard R. Even most American racists will look at that and be like, that's a little bit fucked up, I think. Okay? In Israel, no such social stigma exists. Now, I've talked about permissible racism a lot. Remember the story of that one Valentina Gomez, right? Who will say horribly racist shit in an effort to rage bait. Like, people on Twitter get away with a lot more openly evil, openly pro-Nazi shit. But even the biggest American racist still doesn't like a Nazi, okay? They're conditioned to not like the overt racism. They understand it as like wrong. They don't see themselves as that. In Israel, it feels like these guys are like, no, we're evil and we love doing the evil. It's like my favorite thing is to be evil.
Activists in Israel are radical groups like Starvation, led by Reut Ben-Haim.
God forbid a girl have a hobby, yeah.
Today they're trying to block vital food aid getting to Gaza.
לאורך שעות, אנחנו רוצים לחסום לחמאס את האוכל.
She's sharing her message to her online followers.
בסדר? עוד כמה שעות, מחבלים, חמושים, הולכים לטפס על המשאיות האלה ולחגוג. הם לא דורכים על המשאיות, הם דורכים על הכבוד של עם ישראל, הם דורכים עלינו.
I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing. Okay? I'm not. Because God forbid Ethan Klein or any number of different like Israel defenders turn around and clip me being like, these guys are fucking horrible. Okay? I can laugh though. Am I allowed to laugh? I think I'm allowed to laugh.
מאיפה לארגון הטרור הקטן והקיקיוני הזה יש יכולת להמשיך לפגוע בנו? מאיפה? כי אנחנו מזינים אותם.
They're on their way to Nitzana, one of 3 aid entry points into Gaza that remain open. According to one Israeli think tank, 2/3 of Jewish Israelis oppose the transfer of humanitarian aid to Gaza residents. What I can't understand is how a mother of 8 is trying to block food to starving children in Gaza.
Okay.
How's your baby doing?
It's hard, but I can.
Oh, yeah, poor lady, poor woman. It's hard. Okay, don't make your baby participate in war crimes, dude. You fucking freak. You absolute monstrous freak piece of shit. I can't wait for someone to clip this and be like, Hasan is being quite anti-Semitic to Adolfine Hitler, okay? Like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, God forbid that women have hobbies, huh? Why are you saying this? My hobbies are Hamas. My hobbies are killing children and denying aid to the Palestinians, which are not real. Okay, you look racist now. It's okay. Suck my dick. She from New Jersey, bro. Lol. Oh, God. Oh, brother. No politique here. No politique. We are denying the aid from going into Hamas terror children. Khalel, no. No.
Stay at home.
Are you not concerned, Riot, that by blocking the aid going to Gaza, a lot of Palestinians...
Yeah, never forget when I said the fucking rabid Jewish KKK settlers that were literally destroying aid. I called them inbred supremacist psychopaths, okay? And Ethan Klein turned around and said, they could be doing anything. They look like pleasant young gentlemen that are actually carrying aid into the Gaza Strip, as a matter of fact. Remember that shit? Fucking clown.
who are already suffering and starving.
It's a wrong question, okay? Because the aid gets to Hamas. The aid go to Hamas.
Someone's got to have that clip. Come on. Someone give me that clip of neo-Nazi Ethan Klein being like, they could just be doing aid. Like, what? You don't know that. It's like, I do know that. You're the one who doesn't seemingly know that.
We hit a roadblock with the border police. There's blurred lines between Rayut and those there to enforce the law. But Mum is still on her mission to get to the border. Since the beginning of the onslaught in Gaza, the delivery of food has been weaponized. In March of this year, UN experts called out Israel's imposed starvation. The first item of the ICC arrest warrant.
Inbred, fucking douchebags in the background.
Like, these are just dudes standing back there.
Just dudes standing in the back right there. Yeah. If only there was some additional context to what those just benign dudes were doing back there. Notice how I'm not calling the Israeli citizens who were filming those benign dudes inbred, even though they are also Jewish and Israeli. It's because those are the activists who were trying to stop the fucking freaks from destroying the aid.
They're just dudes standing back there.
Entirely
like,
comprised of messy.
And this is an ongoing like joke with this community. These are just fucking benign dudes. Just, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. It looks like they're doing charity or something. It looks like they've got water.
Looks like they're doing charity. It looks like they're doing charity or something. Oh, is that what it looks like? If only there was something like, how do you get duped by your own fucking clip chimp, dude? He's so fucking stupid. Like, he got this clip chimp from someone else and then got duped a second time when going over it.
Or a box or something, like they're helping, and he's going, oh, look at these inbred fucks. It's like, bro, who are you? What are you? Who are you? Like, how dare you?
Guys, the Israeli police is investigating the attack on the Gaza aid convoy.
Israeli security forces are paid to stop this happening. They either could not or would not.
This has to be intentional, right? No way he's that dumb. No, he's that dumb. He literally is that fucking stupid. I mean, yeah, he's pro-Israel too, but he's also that fucking stupid.
But clearly did not prevent Israeli settlers attacking an aid convoy yesterday from the West Bank bound for Gaza, where, say aid agencies, hundreds of thousands of civilians face famine.
But during the unloading and loading, settlers attacked these trucks, destroying the products and burning them in a systematic act of sabotage.
A continuation of images seen yesterday as settlers destroyed food at the same crossing point.
No, he's not. He's constantly lying purposely. No, he's also a fucking moron. I promise you. Yeah, look at these benign dudes doing charity. Fucking idiot. Yeah, this is what is charity in Israel. I lost all faith in him when he refused to finish playing the clip in your debate in air quotes where you plead with your community to not attack him up until the content puke came out. Yeah. I'd pay good money to see you dress that short clown down again. Fuck that guy. No, because his views are dwindling and he's losing relevance as he continuously does the same old bullshit over and over again. And while it's incredibly satisfying to fucking rip him a new asshole, the irony is when Sam Cedar and I did that, that was his best month. So there is no reason to do that because that's what he wants. That's what he wants desperately. And basically what ended up happening was when he like launched this last Hail Mary lawsuit, he thought everyone was going to weirdly come to his defense. And then basically nobody did. So now he's just like, now he is moving in the direction of irrelevance, which is exactly what he fears. He will continuously yell into an increasingly smaller hug box of people. And that's it. That's the best possible thing you can do. Also, he already admitted that his wife was a terrorist. What more can I get out of that conversation? Trying to bait Sam hard, called him a capo today. Yeah, he just let him fade into irrelevance. I told this to Sam as well. Sam could not comprehend how fucking how incredibly defamatory Ethan has been, and I was like, he wants us to sue him for defamation so he can make content out of it. Even if he fucking loses a long drawn out legal battle for like a year, which will give him content. So the best possible thing you can do is just like deny him that recognition.
Request says Prime Minister Netanyahu and his defense minister bear criminal responsibility for the starvation of civilians in Gaza. Hunger, terror, death. There's no respite for the Palestinians. I return to the activists blocking the aid. It seems the echo chamber between the Israeli mainstream media and social media is encouraging this kind of direct action. Rayot and her team have reached the crossing point into Gaza.
Israeli police is Hamas. They are not letting our babies of terror do the just thing and deny humanitarian aid to Hamas.
Riyadh's live stream continues at the border fence. As she tends to her baby, I meet another activist from the group.
So have you managed to block the gate now?
Yeah, the gate is closed, as you can see here. We closed it, and the gate will remain closed until they evacuate us if they manage to.
the aid is being blocked. People are
like, if they were real ones, they beat the fuck out of these people, okay? I've seen Israeli police and the Israeli military beat the fuck out of protesters. It's just protesters that were protesting against the administration's actions. So why don't they do that to these motherfuckers? Oh, our hands are tied. To be fair, I kind of get why Israelis always act so offended when the police IDF arrest them for what they view as relatively acceptable thing. All other signs indicate the police and IDF should be on their side. No, it's like January 6th when all of the people were like, why are you not letting us fucking take a shit in Nancy Pelosi's office? It's the same shit. It's literally the same principle behind the hog rebellion on January 6th. They were like shocked that cops would even, the limited amount of police presence on that day was like a force that would prevent them from entering the Capitol. But ultimately, this is performative.
starving, and Israel's
like, if you want to see how the Israeli police force actually fucking works, watch them and how they treat Jews. Okay, watch them in Jerusalem against the tiny margin of anti-Zionist Orthodox Jews that live there. Okay. They do not hold back when they are dealing with the anti-Zionist Orthodox Jewish community in fucking Jerusalem. They beat the fucking living doors off of those dudes, okay? Straight up. Straight the fuck up. There are obviously a lot of Orthodox Jews that are super pro-occupation, but there are still a tiny sliver of Orthodox Jews that are anti-Zionist. And they do not hold back on those motherfuckers, let me tell you, okay? Definitely different than these people here.
Responsible for that.
The ones who are responsible is Hamas. They are the legitimate government of Gaza.
Bitch, you're literally denying aid right now. What do you mean? The ones who are responsible is Hamas. It's like, okay, well, you're the one. The fuck you mean? You're the one who's literally fucking denying aid into the Strip. You are denying, currently, you are in the process of denying aid to stop starving children from getting aid, okay? You are stopping children from getting food. They are starving. It is not Hamas. You are so much worse than Hamas ever could be, okay? Hamas is literally the most moral force in comparison to you.
They need to take responsibility. We are at war. It is a war. And I want Israel to win that war, and we need to put pressure on Hamas. And this is the right and the most efficient way to do so.
For the South.
That's how you know this is a fascist society, by the way. When you got a marketing manager looking ass person like this saying these kinds of like Hitlerian things, that's how you know it's like it's over. Like the wonderful grandmas that you hear on like man on the street interviews in Israeli streets, and they're like, oh, I would never let children die except for Hamas, you know? And you're like, oh, okay, you're a freak. It's over. Yeah, the Swifty hat. Exactly. This is what I'm saying. It's like, this is how fascism takes root. When you got otherwise like normal looking white ladies literally going to the middle of the fucking desert to do a war crime. Okay? That's crazy. It's over.
And this is the right and the most efficient way to do so.
For the South Asia group, their blocking is a success. No aid trucks got through that day. In the ensuing weeks, local media identified some activists from the group ransacking aid trucks. Individuals within the Israeli forces reportedly tipped them off about where to target.
Wow. Wow. What? You mean to tell me there's direct collaboration between the Israeli security forces and the fucking rabid settler terrorists? I'm so shocked. What? 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 No. No. Khalil, no. Fork found in the kitchen? Stop. Tell me it's not like that. What? What?
Young settlers also stepped in, beating up drivers, looting aid, and even torching trucks heading to Gaza.
הם מחויבים להכחיד את הרשע הזה מן העולם.
The extremism reflected in these activists, both online and in the mainstream media, is coming from the top, from the Prime Minister himself, calling up biblical references of brutal retaliation.
זכור את אשר עשה לך עמלק, נצטווינו.
To his defense minister.
אנחנו מטילים מצור מוחלט על העיר עזה. אין חשמל, אין מזון, אין מים, אין דלק. הכל סגור. אנחנו נלחמים בחיות אדם ואנחנו נוהגים בהתאם.
And his far-right coalition partner, Itamar Ben-Gvir, seen here at a rally in this clip shared online.
זה גם לשחרר, זה גם להתיישב, זה גם להוריש.
Or the New York Times issuing a correction over an article on famine in Gaza, which featured this viral image of a young boy.
So they originally wrote that he was starving, malnutrition, but they recently issued an editor's note saying the child also has a pre-existing muscle condition.
Lucas Thomason is live in Washington with the latest details on this story. Good morning, Lucas.
Good morning, Lawrence. Images of civilians in Gaza drawing increased attention from around the world following the October 7th massacre, which killed 1,200 Israelis, where 20 hostages.
Dude, October 7. October 7. Hey, guys, remember October 7? It's crazy. October 7, remember? Look, when you see these kinds of images and you go, this is a depraved sick society, okay, which is understandable. Everybody with a fucking conscience says that, right? Recognizes it as such. But when you see stuff like this, and you go, whoa, dude, chill. You're being anti-Semitic. This is about Jews. This is like about Judaism. You're criticizing Jews and Judaism. It's like, no, you're making that connection. Okay? You are. I'm not making that connection. You're making that connection. It's a false connection that you yourself are jumping on. I think that is unimaginably anti-Semitic. To look at these fucking sociopaths and these actions, these horrible actions, a stain on mankind, a stain on humanity, and you go, nope, that's Jews, man. That's all Jews. Like, what are you, fucking Nick Fuentes? What do you mean? What do you mean you have to defend this because Jews want this? You're a fucking psycho. You're wrong. Not only are you wrong, but you are also deeply anti-Semitic, and it doesn't fucking matter. It does not matter whether or not the person saying that is of Jewish descent themselves or Christian. It is fucking undeniably anti-Semitic. And the tide shift has, I think, created this recognition.
Remain alive today. The New York Times reports Gazans are dying of starvation. And, quote, here is the headline, guys. After 21 months of devastating conflict with Israel, Gaza's most vulnerable civilians, the young, the old, and the sick, are facing what aid groups say is impending famine. As you mentioned off the top, this photo of an 18-month-old.
Like, this is the worst. This is the worst counter I have ever seen, brother. I'm sorry. This is straightforward Nazi Holocaust denial while the Holocaust is happening. To just be like, hey, by the way, just so you know, this starving child also has a genetic condition. Like, that's not the defense you think it is, man. Like, why is the kid starving, but the adults look healthy and well-fed? What a disgrace, New York Times. We need to talk about how Hamas is stealing aid from Palestinians. If Chamas can afford missiles and Gaza can afford food, okay, well, you know, their audience has gotten the fucking talking points, I guess. Finally, we encountered a group of stupids that are on board with this propaganda, it seems.
Drawn attention now, the New York Times updating its piece with an editor's note, saying the child, while suffering from severe malnutrition, also had, quote, a pre-existing health.
Like, I don't even care if the malnutrition, which according to the mother, the malnutrition is what caused the condition, right? But even if that wasn't the case, like, this is not an appropriate counter narrative. When you say Pallywood, which is depraved, is the Israel version of saying like all of this stuff is all of the violence that is unfolded that Israel is committing is actually fake and Palestinians are staging it or whatever. You're supposed to deny that there is starvation taking place. You can't just be like, oh yeah, no, starvation is happening, but also we are starving not just healthy children, we're starving children with like genetic disabilities. Okay? It's fucking insane. Who is this for?
Health problems. A statement on the Times PR handle on X says, quote, "We recently ran a story about Gaza's most vulnerable civilians, including Mohammed Zakaria al-Muktawak, who is about 18 months old and suffers from severe malnutrition. We have since learned new information, including from the hospital that treated him and his medical..."
Like, this is a don't believe your lying eyes moment, but also at the same time, I don't think it's going to work. You know what I mean? They're trying, but it's not working. Because who the fuck would look at this and go, yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, I think that child is starving, but also had a genetic condition, so I guess it's appropriate for that child to die. It's not working. It's not working. It's
Records
fucking
and have
insane.
updated our story to add context about his pre-existing health problems. This additional detail gives readers a greater understanding of his situation. Our reporters and
My fucking mom and dad believe this shit. I'm sorry to report this, but if your mom and dad, quote unquote, believe this shit, they already were looking for anything to point to. It's up to you to be like, dude, people have come to me with this as a defense as well. Okay? New York Times, we didn't disclose that the starving child we depicted who was born in a besieged concentration camp had health complications. To atone for this act of anti-Semitism, we've been donating $500 billion to the ADL and putting every Israeli flag in our office at half-mast. Like, just ask your parents to be like, okay, the kid's still fucking starving. Let's say he also had a precondition. He's still starving. Don't you think it's fucked up that Israel is starving this child? Yeah, it's like cops shot a 5-year-old, but the kid was autistic, and we didn't actually reveal that the child was autistic beforehand. Okay, that didn't make it better. It made it worse. Usually, when you do a counter-narrative campaign, it's supposed to kind of like make the situation look better for you, not worse. Oh, you people will feel real stupid when you find out that the kid also had cancer. The kid that we were starving also had fucking cancer. Ha! It's like, okay, so you're literally starving a cancer child. How is that fucking in any way, shape, or form supposed to defend your position? It didn't make the position better. It made it worse. What do you mean? This correction has only made you more evil in my eyes. What? It's not like food is the only thing that Israel's denying. Israel's denying medicine too. Israel blew up every fucking hospital. What are we talking about? I don't get it.